Do you ever lose motivation? Let's be honest with each other. You are not supposed to be on YouTube now, right? Probably you have some huge assignment starting at you from your desk right now, but the truth of you, any work on that assignment is the last thing on your mind. You don't have any motivation to do the job. Well, if you are feeling that way, you are not alone. I also think that way sometimes. Dispute all the years I have put into productivity research and all the videos you can see on my channel. At last, once a week, I run through the situation. I have to do something and literally I do have zero motivation to do it. It's a pretty common problem, dispute those motivation, pep talks running in your heads. A lot of us deal with it. Now, in the realm of practicality, there are both long-term fixes and short-term fixes for a problem like this problem of motivation. Long-term fixes will be things like building better self-discipline and build solid habits or creating better study place. But I'm doing to focus on the short-term fixes. So if you have something that needs to be done today, but you feel completely unmotivated, what you can do? Today I'm going to tell you 4-step process that I tried every single time when I'm feeling this way, and through personal experience over several years. I have learned doing this even if my brain tells me what I'm having an off day this time. It's going to work when I take the time to put in the effort to put this thing into practice. They do help. Before I hit to the first one, please leave a comment below to tell me what you are doing when you are completely unmotivated. The first one on the list is simply to go outside, go for a walk. This is probably the most straightforward practice on the list. It's also the one that my brain always tries to convince itself it doesn't need to do, because when I have a lot of work to do, the truth of getting off my desk going outside seems like a huge waste of time, but every single time I do it, I feel motivated and always help to me rise the motivation level and clear my head. Now I could share you the scientific evidence that this is true. For instance, Dr. John Reilly's book Spark goes all into short of details how exercise raises your cognitive abilities after you do it. Also, studies have shown that the vitamin D which you get from the sunlight exposure can help the symptoms of aphasia. Also, the Japanese concept Shrink-yoku, a forest behind which is described that exposure of the nature forest and trees can cause the sort of health benefits. But the main thing that I want to share here is my personal experience with this practice, because my ability to focus is always 100% time improved when I choose to go for a walk, or to be more accurate at whatever I decide to go outside or any exercise. It could playing football or running. The reason I choose to focus on walking here is easy. You don't need equipment or any footballs. You can even do it when it's cold. As they say, there is no bad day, it's just bad clothes. So once you go out and you finish the walking, it brought you mental energy a little bit up. Watch my last video and you understand better how to keep your motivation on. See in the top right corner. The second thing on the list to do is decide on a single task and stop trying to convince yourself that you can study with Sailor Moon returns in the background. Just kidding. The point is trying to focus on a specific single task. If you do have multiple things to do on your list over another task, whatever the existing one become harder. It's all about the committing. Imagine a hamster ball with 3 different hamsters in it. It's all the hamsters try to do a different ways, then the hamster ball will not do anywhere. But it will all decide to go in the right same direction. They are going to probably trip over because hamster ball are not designed for multiple hamsters. But lucky your brain, it's not like a hamster ball. When you decide to go one specific direction going and you're committed to it, you can make progress. You can't make this commitment purely mental, but I also find that sometimes work to put out a scrap of paper and write down the task you decide to work on, that way it could shut with you next to the desk, constantly reminding you if you start to forget. If you want to electronic solution, a Chrome extension called Momentum, which replaces your top screen with cold wallpaper and lets you decide on the single focus you can type in and work on. Alright, before moving to the next point, if you want more awesome videos like this, hit the notification bell and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. The third one is to clear your neutral. This means clear up your workspace desk and setting the space back to state which perfect for a single task and work on it. In essential to work clear, your mind is like a chopping board. If you don't clear it after using the board, your results will not be tidy enough to exhibit. It's called mice on peas. You can ask any chief to know the importance of it. It's a French term which means everything is in the place and your work area is organized and set up for the task you have decided on. You are going to work a lot more efficiently. The fourth one is to get yourself into doing the task utilize, that I like called the low effort hack. This useful little mental hack that I use pretty much every day, because usually when I feel mental resistance to a task like researching for a video or writing a video script, that mental resistance is because of how difficult it is to do task well. If I am writing a video script, usually I feel resistant to write the next paragraph because I feel like it's too heavy, funny wordplay or funny reference, and when I'm researching, I know it's going to be difficult to find the specific research that will back up and say that I'm trying to explain. But this is where the whole low effort taking comes in. What is not difficult is to just writing at the top of your mind now. If you can't come up with a joke or reference that will make the segment I'm running future, that's fine. Just write what is my head right now. I will come back and make it funnier later. And it's the same story that I'm referencing research. I don't want to find the exact source, that one fact I'm going to refer, then I wouldn't. In script I put bracket and all crabs reference that one study of figure out where come from. I will do that later. It means that you are creating something you are going to come back and fix later on. But that's okay. Remember, the blank page is the empty. If it's far easy to come back later and fix it, it's going to create something perfect from scratch. The imperfect thing give you the handhold you can grab into. Additionally, the huge benefit of starting over from scratch is sometimes you need less effort to warm up and get back to the place on work. When I used to work out, I keep it until date. I'm talking about my golden days. My trainer made a long routine where I had to work out for the least hour a day. Sometimes I had mental state that I had not a single drop of motivation to work out, and I told that to my trainer. That day he made me to do warm-up for a longer time than usual, and that day I did bench press with 225 pounds, mean 2 plates each side. That is thing on which day. I'm not feeling well, I did better than 1 days that reached that position, I had to work harder and longer. When you are not feeling well enough to do the task, the trick is just to get into the work. See you in the next video.